Hi everyone, my name is Jess. I'm a high intensity therapist trainee for Lancashire Women, and just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the 5 ways of wellbeing. So at the moment we're all being asked to kind of stay in our homes to protect our physical health and to protect our NHS. But the 5 ways of wellbeing are a good way for you to protect and safeguard your mental wellbeing as well. So I just wanted to look at the 5 ways of wellbeing and how we can adapt it in these times at the moment. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and show you a little poster I made. Okay, so I'll go in on each one, but we'll just talk about connection first. So connect is the first one. And connections are really good because they help to provide a bit of emotional support for yourself, but also for other people, and they give us a sense of belonging. At the moment, it's a little bit harder to maybe connect with people like we would advise normally. So it's looking at how we can adapt that. So it's looking at connecting with people who you're at home with. So at home at the moment, for some of us, could be quite stressful. Home's become a workplace, it's become a school, and maybe we're not relaxing as much and it's a bit hard work and stressful. So maybe it's just setting time aside, permission not to be perfect. None of us are experts in homeschooling children, etc. But just having a bit of time, maybe playing some games, looking at photographs, but making those real connections rather than just kind of trying to rub along side by side. Also, it's looking at how we can connect with people outside the home in different ways now. So maybe that's Skype or WhatsApp, Zoom, Facebook, actually ringing people rather than texting people, and really kind of staying in touch. And the next one underneath that was reaching out to others in that same way. And maybe you live at home on your own, or maybe you know other people who are by themselves. So it's really good if you can do that kind of Skype or video chat, just so you can see people as well. And I've also put in there connect with services if necessary, and I've put our number there, Lancashire Women, because you might need a little bit help at the moment, and that's absolutely fine and completely normal. We're all feeling a bit anxious and a bit worried and a bit stressed, or maybe a bit overwhelmed, a bit emotional. Sometimes we feel okay with what's happening, sometimes it gets a bit much. So if you need help, reach out. There are loads of really great services out there. And then I've just put on there as well things like bingos and quizzes on apps. I've seen a lot of things going on where you can get involved. I've seen a karaoke that happens on a Saturday where people film. I don't know how comfortable how I would feel with that, but there's lots of good things going on like that, and everyone's thinking of new ways to make those connections. Next one is give. So usually when we talk about this in the context of the 5 ways of well-being, we're looking at volunteering. That's a little bit harder at the moment, but there are still volunteer opportunities out there if that's something that you can do. But also I've put on there, share your skills and talents. So a little bit like what we've been doing at Lancashire Women, and we've been trying to do some videos for you. And there's been cooking, there's going to be yoga. So maybe there's something that you're really good at doing that you could do a little Facebook Live or a video and share it with people, just to give them something else to do. Giving your time to others. So again, that kind of goes back to what I said about maybe taking the time to call people and check in on people, and giving your time to the people in your house rather than just getting through the day. Give some space for yourself as well. I've put there, make sure you're treating yourself with some self-compassion. That's really important, that you're doing things for you as well, and not because it's something that you have to do or you need to do, but just something that you enjoy doing. And I've just popped in there as well a routine for you. I've noticed a lot of people are getting out of routine at the moment, which is so easy to do because there's not, we don't really need to get up and get dressed and show up as our best selves. But we do, do that while you're at home, still keeping that routine, because it will keep you feeling well and it will safeguard your mental well-being. Okay, so our next one down here. So be active. So we know that activity, helps us physically, but it also helps us mentally, emotionally, socially. There's loads and loads and loads of benefits of physical activity. And it can be done on all different kinds of levels, really. You don't need to go and do, Joe Wick's HIIT style class and do yourself in if you've never done any exercise before. You can start it slow. You could do a bit of seated exercise. You could go walking. You could do a bit of gardening, run, cycle. There's loads of free online classes at the moment, which are really good, and paid online classes as well, and things on YouTube. All I would say about that is just make sure, obviously, that you work into your ability and your level and don't overstretch yourself with anything. We don't want anyone to get injured. On the 6th of April, which is Monday, I think. I've lost count of my days. Monday the 6th of April, 11:30, Lancashire Women are doing a live stream yoga with our Lydia. So that would be fantastic. Really nice, gentle way to get your body moving. Dance, go and have a boogie in the kitchen. And dig out the exercise DVDs, get your leg warmers on. But anything that you can do just to increase your activity a little bit. Next one, take notice. So this is all about paying attention in the here and now and being a bit more mindful. There's loads of different ways to do this. There's something called mundane task focusing. So in a nutshell, you can look this up online if you want more details, but in a nutshell, that is anything that we're doing that is mundane, such as washing the dishes, brushing our teeth. We tend to let our minds wander, so we might be kind of ruminating in the past or worrying about the future and not really being present. If we can be present, really concentrate on what you're doing. Notice, use your senses, so notice what you're hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, just to pull yourself into that moment. And the reason that this works is I've just done a little diagram here. So when we are feeling low, which we want to know why, we're trying to work out why we feel like that. So we tend to be thinking in the past and thinking about rubbishy things that may have happened to cause us to feel like that. On the flip side, when we're feeling worried, it's usually a what if, and it's usually a future-based thinking process. So even if that's in the next hour or the next week or month or year, it's always future-based. So when we do something that is mindful, we pull ourselves into the present moment. So it stops this from happening, because while the brain's very, very clever, it can't be thinking in two different places at once. So anything that we can do that's mindful. So I said about the mundane task focusing, some relaxation exercises, some really good ones on YouTube. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise, that's a senses exercise. So you just kind of list 5 things that you can hear, 4 things you can see, 3 things you can smell, 2 things you can touch, 1 thing you can taste. That's a really good one in the here and now. If you feel yourself suddenly getting very stressed, if you just stop and do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it will work on this basis and pull you into the here and now. Or immerse yourself in a pleasurable activity. Anything that you do that you're really enjoying and you're doing mindfully, that again, it's going to bring that anxiety down, or it's going to stop that rumination about the past. I've just put our details on there on the bottom, so you can self-refer online there, or you can give us a call. And then our last one is keep learning. So keep learning is really important. Obviously, it's important, to keep your brain ticking over to begin with, but also it gives us a bit of a sense of achievement, which is really good for your well-being. There's loads of ways you can do this while we're stuck at home. There might be books that you've been meaning to read, a bit of DIY, cooking, gardening, a new skill that you've always wanted to try. YouTube, again, really great source for things like that. Online courses, there's quite a few free online courses that are popping up at the moment. I know I keep getting emails, but one that I certainly know of and I've used before, the Open University. If you type in the free courses at the Open University, you get a certificate of participation as well, but they do all sorts from kind of psychology, first aid, physical health, absolutely loads and loads, social work. So there's loads of free courses on there. Interview your family members, do a family tree, documentaries, kind of Netflix, YouTube, online resources, and homeschooling the kids, because I don't know about you, but I've learnt loads of things that they didn't do back in the day when I was at school. So, there's been some really interesting moments there. So just a nice little recap for you. I'll just flick it around. I'm still here. So connect, give, keep learning, take notice and be active. So they're the 5 ways of well-being. So if we can think about building them into your day, that would be really, really helpful in safeguarding your mental well-being. As I said, if you do need any help at all, any extra support, we are still taking referrals. We're doing telephone therapy at the moment, and I believe there may be some online things coming as well in the very near future. So watch this space and take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.